Hello and welcome back to Mr. Miller's Art Room. Today we are going to be talking about symmetry. What, pray tell, is symmetry? Excellent question, Mr. Monocle. Symmetry is when we see geometric shapes and they have similar looking sides on two or more sides. Here's a basic understanding of what symmetry is. Whenever we have symmetry, we can see that something could be divided in half or in quarters like this, and each side is the same, at least on two sides, or even four sides. Some shapes like this arch are only symmetrical on one side. Some shapes, geometric shapes, based on their nature, are not symmetrical at all. Some shapes are symmetrical on every side imaginable. Today, we're going to be practicing creating symmetrical shape art cards by folding a piece of paper in half like this. And then what we're going to do, put a good crease on there. What is a crease? A crease is the side of the paper that is completely folded permanently. You have to fold it corner to corner, edge to edge, and then press really hard so you can still see the fold afterwards. After you've folded the crease, we need to locate the creased side. So this is what I call the flappy side, and this is the creased side. We're going to cut a shape out of the creased side. So what we're going to need to do now is once we find the crease side, we put our finger on it, we're going to have it down and facing our tummies. Now it's kind of like, imagine it's like an arrow. See this triangle right here? That arrow is pointing directly at my belly. I'm going to put it down like this, and I'm going to start with a shape. Mr. Monocle, would you like to tell me what kind of shape we should start with?
Yes, well, how about a square?
A square seems like a pretty good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the bottom here, and I'm going to draw a square. That square has pretty much all even sides. If your square isn't perfect, that's okay. Don't worry about it. We don't need to, this isn't perfect class, this is art class. The next thing is we're going to take our scissors, and we're going to open it up. We're going to put our paper in the back of the jaws of the scissors. Just like an alligator, scissors have their strongest bite in the back of their jaws. We're going to pick up our paper, and we need to make sure that we're cutting through both layers of paper. So I'm going to press this closed. I'm going to open my scissors up. I'm going to put the scissors and the paper together like so, and I'm going to nibble, 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 stop. Now the best way to cut and turn an angle with your scissors is to turn the paper, not your scissors. Turning your scissors, well, you can do that, but your scissors will only turn so far because of the way that your wrist is limited. What I'm going to do is turn my paper, and then I'm going to finish nibble, 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 nibble. Pay attention to where the scissors are cutting, and stop. Then what I'm going to do is turn my paper, and once I get the lined up with the scissors, I'm going to nibble, 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 and pop. Now I've got this piece of paper, and I've got this piece of paper. We're going to use both of these in just a little bit. So what I'd like you to do is take the shape that fell out, set it aside. I want you to take this shape, and let's see what this looks like when we open it up.
Well, Mr. Miller, I'm very curious to see what this will look like after it's opened.
Yes, me too. I don't always know what the shape is going to look like after I cut it out. So let's take a look at this square I cut out. And once I open it up, uh-oh, that's not a square. What shape is that?
Why, Mr. Miller, I dare say that's a rectangle.
That's correct. What we did is we cut out a square, but it's turned into a rectangle when we open it up. The reason is that When I fold a piece of paper in half and I cut a shape out from it, what happens is that the shape doubles in size and length. So, we can also discover what other shapes can create with our unfolded symmetrical paper. Let's take yellow for instance. Let's go ahead and fold this up. And then, Mr. Monocle, why don't you choose a shape for us?
How about a triangle?
Excellent choice, Mr. Monocle. Once again, I want to discover which side is the flappy side, and then which side is the creased side. Once I find out what side the creased side, have the creased side pointed at my person, at my belly. Then I'm going to take my marker. I could use a crayon, an oil pastel, either thing, and what I want to do is draw a shape, starting on the crease and ending on the crease. I'm going to start on the crease, go up here, add a diagonal line, and then another diagonal line to touch the crease, and then I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to take my scissors, open up the jaws. I'm going to put the jaw and the line together, and I'm going to chew, 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 chew. I'm going to turn the paper, not the scissors. I'm going to chew, 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 chew. Now, I'm going to take this and set this one aside and open it up. Mr. Monocle, what do you think it's going to look like?
Well, I haven't the foggiest clue, Mr. Miller.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to open up this triangle, and it's turned into...
Why, dear sir, it's a diamond!
That's correct, Mr. Monocle. It's turned into a diamond shape. So, let me tell you what we're going to do next. In order to show off how cool these art cards are, we're going to need glue and a black piece of paper, about the same size as the paper that we cut out. And we're going to need both this part of the paper and the part of the paper that we cut out. I would like to explain my glue expectations. When we use glue sticks and we open them up, we twist it out. We do not want to twist the glue out all the way like this. That's too much. That's a waste.
And we don't want to waste.
That's correct. We want to just have a little bit showing. We also don't want to smash it down because we're going to wind up wasting glue. We need to be gentle with this. A little bit of glue and some gentle rubbing, and we're going to have enough glue on our paper. Now, I want to get this glued onto this. So what I will do, I will set this here. I'm not going to glue here. What I'm going to do is take my glue. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 lines are enough. Less glue is better. Then I'm going to line it up so that it matches even. If it's off a little bit, that's not a big deal. Don't worry about that. See, mine's off a little bit. Once I get that on there, I can adjust it a little bit.
That looks most excellent, Mr. Miller, but what are we going to do with that other shape?
So what we're going to need to do is take this extra shape, and we're actually going to put this on the other side in about the same area that this would be located, so that way we can make a double-sided symmetrical artwork art card just like this. Once again, we take our glue, have just a little bit sticking out, take this piece of glue right here, and we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all we need. Whenever we're gluing, we want to make sure that we're not smashing it down and we're not using too much. And then I'm going to gently place my shape where I think it's supposed to go, and that's just about right. And then we're going to smooth it down. So now we're going to start with our next art card that we created. I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to carefully place my art card angle to angle, edge to edge the best I can. And if you're a little bit off, that's okay, because this isn't perfect class. This is
art class.
Then, once I'm done that, I can flip this over, and I need to put this about here, because that's where it was located, right here. This is going to help us make our double-sided art card. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe just one in the middle. Don't take too long to glue anything. You don't want to put glue all over the place. You're just wasting glue at that point. Then I'm going to set this just about at the center. I can adjust a little bit and then press it down. After you've done a whole bunch of different cards, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4, at least 4 different sides. Thank you all very much and have a good day.